Interesting. We are living a live life.
Right. Welcome everybody to our Black Artist Showcase. We have a really kick-ass lineup of performance for y'all. We have another dope-ass Black nonprofit that we are fundraising for. So let's get into it. First, we are fundraising for a nonprofit called For the Gworls. For the Gworls is a rent and gender-affirming surgery fund. It accepts donations from sex applications from Black transgender people nationwide. And with this fund, they actively fight to reduce homelessness rates within Black transgender communities, as well as lowering the risk for affirmative surgeries being done in ways that can put them at greater risk. So this is a really important nonprofit for us to be fundraising for, especially since they are doing work with our most vulnerable community. So definitely, we have already raised $772 out of our $1,000 goal. I would like to hit $1,000 for this organization by the middle of our show. Oh, update, we are at $797, so just a little bit over $200. For those of y'all who smoke weed, that is 2 cheap ounces. So if y'all could buy this nonprofit 2 cheap ounces and just 2 people donating $100 would get us so much more closer to our goal. So that is our first goal. But our lineup today is looking like Calypso. Then we have CC, we have Reggie, we have Samuel, we have Dries, and we have Chardonnay, a lovely lineup of poetry, music, and other art forms. So places you can donate. Where can we donate? People in the chat already asking the great questions. If you want to donate, you can donate via our Venmo at Rich Oak Slam or via PayPal. Arvin will be dropping the links for those in the comment section. So those are places that you can donate. But without further ado, let's get into this showcase. So on deck, we have Reggie, but coming up right now, give maximum love to Calypso. Woo.
Hi, hello.
Hello.
So I do tarot and spirit work and all this stuff, and I have this shadow work writing prompt that I teach in a workshop, and I'm going to show the first 2 poems I have for that workshop, and it's based on the question. The question goes at the top as a first line for the poem, and then the actual title of the poem is the cards I pull. So this one is called The 10 of Wands. And the question is, who is the me I hide from me? I skipped work today. Haven't finished my book report and it was due last week. I'm at an Airbnb with my boyfriend and he's brought wine, whiskey, dick. This is the first poem I'm writing since the cockroaches came back out and everything got so heavy. When I wake up in the morning, the sun is already baking my fingers. I haven't cared about who's calling my name at any given time since I procrastinated on the whole semester by driving an hour and a half over many hills to get raped in a city where no one looks like me and the trees are still flammable. Once I stood in front of a mirror for 2 hours to avoid taking a test. Once my mother handed me a manual on how to drive, and I stood on a hill cursing at God for making me live this long, so long. The tedium has lost its shimmer so long. I stopped craving freedom when I realized it was mountains and hills and not anything more fun between us. I cursed at God so long. He finally asked me, why don't you love what I have made? It just looks like so much work, I said. Thank you. The next one is called The 9 of Pentacles Reversed. What is my darkest inherent quality? When someone else is purchasing the grapes, it is easy to let them spoil. My father says I'm entitled. I remind him it took coaching from my mother to stop forcing kisses out of me. I've never breathed my own air, kissed my own palm. What good is the revenge of self if the self is nothing to be revenged? Maybe I wish I had money, or maybe I simply long for a valid reason to hate myself. Church clothes are really where the God trauma starts. You used to feel so beautiful, scraped up and dusty after harvesting the bounty of a young devil's bright, tempting summer day. And then one morning, your mother wakes you early, but too late to save your fresh eyes from the tempered flame of dawn and says, you ain't finna walk into the house of the Lord under my arm, looking crazy as a mad poems. I'm gonna do one more poem that I actually wrote in a workshop and it still doesn't have a title. I'm sorry. But it goes, did you ever tell your wife where you really lost your ring? The dirt flattened its eager thighs to make us a marriage bed, and you lost your vows somewhere between my back and the rocks. I can't say much about how you look when you are not lying, and who knows, she probably can't either. Did she taste my name on your lips that night when you crawled out of your secrets and into her arms? I know you could. You always called for me when the comfort became too much to bear. I will never understand the burden of safety, what kind of origin it takes to seek devastation. I never had something so perfect and ruined it because it sat in my palms and the weight was too familiar. What is it about your lily white life that allows you to kick the love you call to your very door? Thank you. That's all. Yeah, I do tarot, so hit me up if you want a reading. That's all.
All right, give it up one more time for Calypso. Calypso, where can people find you if they want to do a tarot reading or just want to send you money?
Like Venmo and Cash App are in the chat. They're Cal Cash BB, which is like KHALCASHBBY. But finding me on social media, I'm like everywhere as Calypso the Poet, one word. And instead of C, it's KHALYPSOTHEPOET. I'm gonna say it again just for the folks with like auditory processing issues. KHALYPSOTHEPOET. If you want to buy a reading, that's fine, but know that my politics are trash, so you should definitely not actually read all my tweets.
All right, give one more round of applause to Calypso. Great way to kick our showcase for today. All right, let's keep it right on with another amazing poet. So on deck, we have Drees, but coming up right now, give maximum love to Reggie. Woo! Audience applause.
Hello, can you hear me?
No, we cannot hear you. Yes, we can.
Wow. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna read a few poems out of this project I'm working on called Negro Spirituals for the 21st Century. And this first poem is from the perspective of the earth after the flood. I was then a man called down a flood, and I wasn't. If violence is what makes a man or a god, then violence is what breaks me deeper into myself. What men take from me, I allow them to keep. My hands, my tongue, my name, my past, my present, my future. I want to fly above my own ocean and become my own God. But violence is what silences everything that exists between the sky and the rising waves. Everything a man floods, I arc back to the surface. Everything a man takes, I want back. I want my name, heavy with salt and hands strong enough to bear the weight of myself. I want my voice, a good church song, and a preacher that won't try to drown me. So this next poem is, I did a series of erasures of Negro spirituals and different songs that you can hear in a Black church. And this is an erasure of Amazing Grace. Amazing how sweet a wretch I was. My fears, my hope, be flesh and heart, cease, possess, dissolve me. And then the last one. 1, if I don't have faith, I have fists. I have bone break violence. I have blood-fingered nails, a claw, a hook, an unhappening of a vein, the red poured out on the concrete, the pain, the pain, the pain, the searing, the fire, the water, the bodies left to drown in the dirt. The maggots swarm, the delicious rot of skin sagging over dead muscles and tired bones so white, it makes the morning worth listening to. Grief is a troublesome thief. I cry over my own corpse. I cry for the body next to it. I cry for the dirt and all the death it carries, for all the ghosts surrounded by their own unmaking, for all the Black boys surrounded by a familiar haunting, for all the blood that knows the blade that spilled it too. If Black boys are not magic, why are we so good at disappearing? I believe now. I truly do. I think a part of me always has. I know that I will die before this trick is over. I'll fill with maggots before the curtains close, but damn, what a house the magician has made me. My home made of cloth, wide brimmed and trimmed neat, big enough to fit any corpse he's left to rot in the dark. Listen here, children. The trick is simple. You just close your eyes, count 3, believe in something, in anything, as long as it's not me. 3. It does not take much to believe in something. This I know from experience. I think faith in this way is completely useless. It is easy to fall for anything. The magician's trick is to see him pull a ghost from the hat and mistake it for a rabbit, a living thing, for faith, something worth keeping, worth holding on to. 4. So the magician keeps pulling the same dead rabbit out the same tired hat, and all the children are crying except for the Black boys. Do it again. Do it again. It can't be dead. And denial grabs at a young neck before grief can crawl from its throat and continue a lineage of decay by building a home out for worms out of brittle bone and rotting flesh. 5. An erasure. I don't have faith. I have bone. I have blood. The red pain searing the bodies left to drown in the maggot swarm. Rot of dead bones. My body carries all the ghosts, all the Black boys, all the blood. 6. So this faith thing's gotten just a little bit complicated. What's with the rabbit? That doesn't matter. What's that supposed to mean? That doesn't matter either. Nothing, in fact, matters when you are staring down the barrel of a gun. There is no God that is willing to take a bullet for you. And how many times must the rabbit vanish for someone to notice its absence? How many crowds will applaud the disappearing rabbits and tricks, gods and men? They are all the same to me. I'll stuff the magician inside his own hat if I have to. If I have faith, it is only within myself. If I have a God at all, I'll kill him with my own 2 hands, and I'll bury him in his own dirt. Thank you. Definitely keep those donations coming in for the Gworls. I don't know about you, but gender-affirming surgery and rent being paid sounds like, I don't know, really fucking important, and something that I would put my money behind, and I think you should too. So yeah, our donation streams are in the chat. You can hit us up on Venmo at Rich Oak Slam, or through PayPal, paypal.me/Berkeley Slam. Anything that you donate will go straight to For the Gworls. And we're trying to raise $1,000 tonight. So I'm gonna challenge somebody to donate like $100 and just get us close there, you know? Why not? I feel like rent and gender affirming surgery is more than $100. So like a little goes a long way.
All right. Thank you so much, Reggie. Speaking of support, how can people support you? Where can people find you?
I'm so glad you asked. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Reggie Poetry, REGGIE Poetry. You can also hit me up via Cash App, EDMREG4. Yeah, and you don't have to just do it today. Like the more you send money to my Cash App, the less stressed I am. So if you just want to do a monthly donation to the Reginald Edmonds Fund, hit me up.
All right. Thank you so much, Reggie. Everybody give maximum love to Reggie. One more time in the chat.
One time. Good job.
All right. We got folks in the live giving support too. Yeah, feel free to cheer or to clap as people are coming on stage. But speaking of which, on deck, we have our lovely feature, Jon Jon Moore. If you don't know Jon Jon, you are going to learn today. They are an amazing, amazing poet. But coming up right now, we have Drees.
Hey, what's up, good people? So my name is Drees from a band, Analog Panda. I'm gonna do a song that I wrote from the Bastard Moon album. My name is on there, Idris Akundayo. That's the Cash App if you want to throw something on there. The Instagram is Drees_Analog Panda. And let's see if we can make some noise. Hopefully you can hear this. I can hear that, right? When I was a young boy, talking about in those days, the crack cocaine. Can y'all hear that?
We can hear you.
Good. So when I was a young boy, yeah, talking about in those days, the crack cocaine. Chilling at the park after tumbling, hanging out with some of my guys. Some older boys walked over talking about making money and who was down the ride. Everybody walked away, leaving me on the screen, sitting with downcast eyes. Spirit didn't sit well. I listened how my gut felt and held on to my pride. And when I was a young boy, my voice sucks. Talking about in those days, crack cocaine, yeah. So when I was a young boy, yeah. Talking about in those days, crack cocaine. From Cincinnati, permanent guilty, went from both to everything. I'm talking second Jeep, slick eyes, 40, from Gazelle to 40 frames. Susan Bolt on 100 spokes and a short body Mustang. It was all fun and games till the Jack boys came and left his brains hanging like a bang. When I was a young boy, yeah, talking about in those days, crack cocaine. So when I was a young boy, yeah, talking about in those days, the crack cocaine. Chilling in the crack house, Madisonville with Mikey, Eric, and EJ. Freestyle rapping about how I used to be a true church holiness day. So much has changed, so much pain, and I'll never be the same. But I can still hear my grandmother singing in the church choir. Oh, it's just another day. So when I was a young boy, yeah, talking about in those days, the crack cocaine.
That was great. That was absolutely amazing. One more time, where can people find you?
Instagram, 2 different pages, Analog Panda, _Analog Panda is one page, but the main page is DREE, spelled DRISS, _Analog Panda.
All right.
The music is on YouTube. You can stream it for free. It's everywhere. It's a videos out there. There's a bunch of stuff out there, and we're working on something. It's a trio of us. As far as the band part of Analog Panda, it started as like black box theater stage work, and I just expanded it to live music and picked up a bass and started going crazy from there. So we in Cincinnati doing our thing.
Nice.
It's 3 of us, me, Marty, and Dave. If you like the music, tune in, hit me up. If you want to donate, Cash App, that's cool. If not, just hit me up. We don't mind. Yeah, tune
Definitely.
in. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, definitely. That was amazing. I got to read some of these comments. They were absolutely great. Someone said the soul in your voice. Prophet said it's soul dipped in Hennessy, and I think that's the best compliment I've ever heard about music in my life. It is soul dipped in Hennessy. Oh my gosh.
Give thanks.
Thank you so much for coming out today. All the way
Thanks
from
for the invitation.
All right. All right. We have an update on our fundraiser. We have raised a total of $822. So we are less than $200 away, and we still have half a night of amazing artists. So let's get there. I want to challenge y'all by the end of our feature. Who is next? Let's get up to $950. So $950 is our next goal. If one of y'all is feeling like a big shot, y'all could do the math and just donate the whole rest of the way if you want. I highly encourage it. I know one of y'all got it, so let's make it happen. But on deck, we have the second half of our show. But coming up is our feature, Jon Jon Moore. Jon Jon is an absolutely amazing poet. Usually I read people's bio, but I've had the pleasure of like actually seeing Jon Jon's work. They're featured at our live show a couple of times. The only way I can describe their poetry is that it's enough to keep a nigga with ADHD fully attentive for a whole 3 minutes. Like even if shit, I could be listening to my twin brother's poetry and about 2.5 minutes in, I'm thinking about what my next drink is about to be. But Jon Jon's one of those people where no matter what state I'm in, I'm always fully captivated by their work. So I'm going to let their poetry and their amazing words speak for themselves. So let's welcome to the stage, Jon Jon.
Woo. Hey, y'all. What's good? What a beautiful introduction. Thank you, fam. Whoa, okay. Look, as a nigga with ADHD, that's the highest of compliments. I don't even be, okay, that got me feeling the type of way. Oh, yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal. If I can just get myself focused for 3 minutes, that's the goal. All right, whoa, it's beautiful to be here with y'all, especially all these beautiful Black people. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Berkeley Slam. Thanks, Berkeley Slam folks. Everyone who's already shared beautiful, beautiful work. Thanks for being here, y'all, and everyone watching. Thanks for coming through. Really excited to be raising some money tonight for the Gworls, and yeah, let's get to that. Let's get to that fucking goal faster, sooner than later. Before I forget, I host a podcast called Abolition-ish. It's like a Black politics and culture podcast, and you can check that out at abolitionish.com. You can also check out our Patreon at patreon.com/abolitionist. But the reason I share that especially is because if you donate $100 for the Gworls and you know, give me a little screen grab of that shit, and then you email that shit to abolitionistpod@gmail.com, I will send you mad merchandise. We got some cute little hoodies. We got some little tote bags and shit. And all that could be yours for a very small donation of $100. Ain't that some shit? One day that's gonna be a small donation. But yeah, come through with that money. I'm just gonna read like 3 or 4 poems. Stuff that I actually haven't read, I think, before, most of it. Yeah, all right, so let's see. So this one I have read before. All right, so I'll just kind of try to go back to back. This is called Equatorial Gimme Gimme. And this is after the poem by Morgan Parker called All They Want Is My Money, My Pussy, My Blood. It is truly one of the best poems written in the past decade. You should read it. So this is Equatorial Gimme Gimme after Morgan Parker. Choke cherry seeds to eat. Good memory. Undying memory. Mud sense and good sense. Cross the border with your tongue. Cross the border with your cum shot. Disputed territory is loaded now, so what's the difference? Stamp your papers with sweat. How many countries can one person be reborn in before being is required to give up citizenship? Give up citizen shit. Geopolitical scat tournaments make for healthy subjects. Ill minds. Mind the gap between you and your and you and you'll. Give me a less tense future tense. Future slack. Futura free. To will itself to death. That open sandwich of dead dreams, of salvation, glue, and splintered glass. This next piece was written just, 30 minutes ago in the cute little workshop that I had the real privilege of doing. Thanks for all the folks that came to that. It was a lot of fun to meet y'all. And so one of the prompts in the little mini workshop was it was about para, the prefix para. So we were thinking about 3 words: paradox, paranormal, and paralanguage. And so one of the prompts was like, write a poem, and one of those words is the title of the poem. So this poem is called Paralanguage. Oh, let me read a definition of paralanguage. Hold on, shit. So basically, like a brief definition, right? It's like it's the non-lexical shit about speech. So like intonation, tone, the speed at which you speak, the facial gestures that the fact that I'm using my hands, right? This is all paralanguage. The way that my lips curl, et cetera, et cetera. So it's like beyond language, but it's language. It's a part of it. Paralanguage. Everyone who breaks my heart has little hands and big noses. This is important, but I haven't figured out why. After I came out, I began speaking faster. A rush of syllables gay for each other. Polyamorous syllables. Monogamous only in my sleep. I know when I'm about to cry because my words grow farther apart. Long distance diction. Nervous vowels. I wish that more people in my life have seen me cry. I wish I cried this year without losing my language. Everyone whose heart I break looks more like me than the people at the beginning of this poem. Looks more like me than the people at the beginning. At the beginning. So this next piece is weird, and I'm excited. I'm excited by it. So anybody here use Notes? If you use the Notes app on your iPhone, or like, so to what was said, to what Colin said earlier, I'm a nigga with ADHD, and my Notes apps helps me like put lines that I want to revisit into just like cement. It also is great when you're drunk and you hear something that you think is really amazing, and you put it in there and you go back to it. And half the time it is amazing, and half the time it's just normal shit people say and you were drunk, right? But the lines are blurred. And so I was like, let me liquidate my notes and make a poem. So these are little notes that I had, starting from January 2017 up until February of this year. And I'm telling you, this shit really gave me a chill when I read it, because it's this weird cryptic ass account of my last 3 years. So I didn't know if I should call this poem like drunk notes or like notes, because they're not all drunk. Some of them I was sober for. Most of them I was. But this is notes, number 1. January 19th, 2017. Dumbbell workout 3 times per week. June 4th. Space is fundamental in any exercise of power. Foucault. June 10th. Call Bank of America, order your replacement card. October 11th. Today I ran into Clyde on the train, drunk, and he said to me, drunk, people say there's politics, biology, chemistry, and then there's Jon Jon. I don't know what this means, but it did make me hard. April 21st. If I stay in the time I'm born, I'm gone. Sonia Sanchez. April 29th, 2018. Does amazing grace imply the existence of regular grace? Mediocre grace? May 4th. El secreto del amor que perdura. May 6th. A white man once told me he was interested in the extremes of inhuman experience. I need to figure out who this was and if I still know him. May 12th. A Black man called Donald Glover's This Is America a love letter. What's worse, thinking it's a letter or thinking it's love? May 13th. 2 gallons of soy milk, 2 boxes of pasta, box of Honey Nut Cheerios, microwavable lunches. October 19th. To be this sure of someone else's world. November 20th. List poem of colors. Failed lilac. Ice cream truck white. Swallowed shout red. January 6th, 2019. It is hard to want a revolution when it is raining. February 8th. The terrifying fluorescence of poverty. March 14th. Ramsey Orta, 16A4200 Groveland Correctional Facility, P.O. Box 50, Sonyed, New York, 14556. March 21st. You are so welcome. July 2nd. Rear delt pec fly, lat pull down, bicep curl, triceps, squats, August 5th. Ravenous lurch. November 27th. I was 16 when a Black man became president. I'm 24 and my grandmother says the world is getting worse. February 12th, 2020. I have 4 bags of granola and no yogurt. All right, so that's that little baby. And I'm just gonna end by doing two things. One is I'm gonna recycle a prompt that I shared a few weeks ago when I jumped on like a little stream that Lois Gallo and Arati Warrior did. And that prompt, which I still have not written to, but I'm trying to write to. And so I thought, let me share that. Maybe somebody will like bump it. That prompt is write a poem that your child self would not understand, but would enjoy and might bookmark to understand at a later date. So I don't know about y'all, but like, I feel like a lot of my childhood was like marked by like reading shit that I didn't get, but I was like, oh, this is cool, or like, this is sexy, or like, this sounds interesting. And I never bookmarked those things. So I feel like I've lost them all. So that's where that prompt is. Write a poem that child self of yours would not understand if they were to read it, but they would like it. And maybe they would try to save it and come back to it at a later date to figure out what the fuck you're saying. But yeah, the last thing I'll do before I leave it, a few days ago, I was listening to No Name's track that she put out to really just put that nigga J. Cole in his place. And she did that. She did more than that. It was a really beautiful track. And I was listening to a beat the other day and I was just like riffing on it. So I'm not a rapper, y'all know, this stays between us, just us Gworls, if you will. But, and it's hard because, there's no like beat. Oh yeah, without a doubt, like owns. I was gonna play the like beat that I wrapped this on, but it's like Zoom and I don't want it to be like a lag. So I'm just gonna like dramatically like read it, But it's like, it's about No Name. So it goes, she's the new vanguard. Got guillotines chopping heads off your faves black cards. Fuck them niggas' reputation, fuck them niggas' investments. Fuck the Forbes 100, including the black section. Fuck Bay, fuck J, K, LMNOP. Cue them CDs niggas rip for free. On some LimeWire shit, ride the wave like Tidal. Bougie niggas got me feeling homicidal. All right, so that's that, like ripped it off like a Band-Aid. And I'm a rapper now. My SoundCloud will be live tonight. And boom, that's how it works. But yeah, y'all, thanks so much for having me. As always, it is a joy to be with all y'all. So yeah, please get us to a fucking rack before the Gworls. And again, you can like learn more about what I be up to at patreon.com/abolitionish. Yeah, thanks y'all. I'm excited to see, what else we got for tonight. Cool. Bye.
All right. Thank you so much for coming, Jon Jon. That's an epic way to end the goddamn set. Bars. Update. We have reached the $925 raised for the Gworls. Thank you so much for your support. We are almost there. We are less than $100 away. So if one person donates $100, we have hit our goal, and the rest can just be extra for the organization. That being said, if you like the show that you have seen so far, I would like to give a special shout out to the folks who helped make this show possible, that being our patrons. So let's shout out to all our patrons. You really help us keep these shows going, especially during this time when we're not able to have in-person events. But special shout outs to our regulars. Renee Edmonds, Emily Chow, and Kalela Lee. The folks who are supporting our workshops, thank you, Nakia Williams and Jessica Kozakic. And to our Risky Biscuits, donating $100 a month to support the Alan Bluford Center. We have Alice Grimm and Sarah O'Connell. Without all of y'all, this show would not be possible. If you want to support us to see this show go on further, hit up our Patreon, patreon.com/Rich Oak Events. You can donate anywhere between $2 a month and $100 a month, but all of it helps get this show more economic freedom and more economic stability, which is really important in running a show, especially in the online world. And really important to paying all of our artists, which I know y'all love. So definitely give us love and support as well. But on to our kick-ass second half of the show. For the second half of our show, we have Samuel, we have Chardonnay, we have Cece, and then we have Samuel. So on deck, we have Cece, but give maximum love to our first poet of the second half, Chardonnay. Woo!
You're muted.
Unmute yourself.
I shouldn't be muted.
And now you're not muted.
The lights behind me are killing my groove. Yay, you can hear me. Okay, cool. All right, I'm just going to jump straight into the poetry. I'm tired of faking humble when I've turned shit into gold. Story goes, suicidal femme attempts to take their life away and instead finds a way out of the void. Their shadow came alive, all flameless bones, smoking past pains thrive on fear. But I face myself and I'll always wear the truth. Picture this, tall black body breaking glass on concrete at 10 p.m. in a predominantly white neighborhood, screaming, stabbing their own wrist, the middle of their arm forever scarred with the curve of a happy face, smiling. The police arrived. They called on themselves, their survival a gift of self-revival, their birthday a reminder. When I was released, I told my brother I was leaving the AV. My soul was cracking in the desert, so I summoned a wave to carry me to my new home. My mama taught me you are what you think, and I thought myself God, a destiny of suffering erased because I wanted it dead. My blood washed away my pain. The concrete is still red, so it'll always be true. My dreams are the guidance, the gift of preparation before. I have seen the future, or better yet, I've seen how to get there, and I am getting there. I killed myself to achieve my dreams, and who but God can perform their own autopsy, dissect themselves, cut out the disease that killed them, and be reborn on the third day? Since June 4th, my life ain't been the same. When I call myself God, it's because my blood is why I dropped the glass instead of carving a bigger smile. Only God knew that if I cut in any direction, I would have hit a vein. My skin is stained, forever laughing at my suicide. So know this is my destiny. Not even I can take it from me. I'm needed here. A healer, a lover, divinity. Okay, yay. I'm still reviving that one, but every time I read it, I like it more and more. So, we love the writing process. I can't find the other poem I was gonna do. I thought I had it marked, but the marked ones are not it. Okay, I'm gonna do a different one. While this is loading, you can follow me on Instagram at Healing Cool Waters. It's awesome over there. All right. What happens when you leave a body bag? You must learn to not fake dead. To be alive is to speak. The silence was learned every time the bag was zipped shut and trapped your words. A sudden fear of zippers, as if everyone meant to put you under, to keep you hidden. The fear stops you from unzipping, from opening up to anyone you fear will bury you if you give them the power. But you must lean into the fear. The only way out is through the opening of the zipper. Its ridges will escape as you escape. Its ridges will scrape as you escape, but the blood is proof that your heart is still beating. Your heart is evidence that you can still love. Love conquering the fear. A reminder this bag was never meant for you. A reminder that you're not dead yet. And life blooms love, blooms hope. When the zipper opens, the words will pour out. There's so many after the silence. a longing that spills so much ink you run out of paper to catch it. Bones crack when escaping after so much stillness, popping into place and reminding you the joints still work. Burning after moving, burning from moving after so long. The words become smoke, a joint of celebration. No more choking on your words from hotboxing in that bag. Smoking out the fear means opening it. On this side, the bag looks less like a tomb. It's transformed, a death that doesn't require dying, a cocoon. Caterpillars become goo before butterflies. To grow wings, you must first become shapeless. Mold a mouth without a zipper to say you made it. Before all of this, you must learn to scream for help. You can't open your own body back, unzip your lips, and call for help. Thank you.
All right, give it up one more time for Chardonnay. Woo! Chardonnay, where can we find you?
You can find me on Waters. You can find me on Instagram at Healing Cool Waters. You can find me on my website at www.healingcoolwaters.com. I make really cool healing products for like your soul and your body and your mind and your spirit. I also do really cool astrology meets divination healing readings. So check those out at healingcoolwaters.com.
All right, one more round of applause for Chardonnay. Definitely check out all of their work and their website. Support all of the folks who are in on our showcase. We have raised $945, y'all. Whew. That is so close, but it's not close enough. Y'all are low-key stressing me out with this goal.
There's some tree fitty.
Like, y'all don't understand. Like, my booty hole is like this clenched, and the only thing that's gonna loosen it up is $55. That is what we need to make our goal tonight. We have 2 more poets for y'all to do it. So somebody donate $55 so I can finally get rid of all this anxiety. That's all I don't need a therapist. I need y'all to donate $55. So let's make that happen. So on deck, we have Samuel rounding off our showcase, but coming up right now, give maximum love to Cece. Woo!
Thank you, my Richmond family. Hello, everyone.
We
it's a
cannot
great
hear
time
you.
to share space. Yes, Richmond all day, every day, forever, everywhere. Okay. Anyways, my name is Sierra Jubei. I go by Cece. My pronouns are she and her. I'm gonna share 2 poems with y'all, and wanted to also share that I am the founder of an organization called Melanin and Mimosas. So if you look at my name, you will see my, what do you call that thing? Cash App is the $ cha-ching, Melanin and Mimosas. And it is a healing space, particularly for Black identified women. But we do invite the entire Black community into different conversations, but it's essential for us to have spaces where we can process and go through the ugly phases and the beautiful phases together as Black women and femme folks. And I'm in the process of putting together healing boxes that have a whole bunch of goodies in them. We've sent out 20 in the last month. So if you would like to know more about that, follow me on Instagram at Sierra Jubei, CIERAJEVAE. It's in there and I'll drop it in the chat as well. Or you can follow at melanin_mimosas_. That's me. And the poem that I want to share with y'all, the first one is called Caged Classrooms. I am a teaching artist and I have the pleasure of teaching in a juvenile hall. I love, 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 love my students. And so this is for them. I surrender all to you. Everything I give to you, withholding nothing, withholding nothing, withholding nothing, withholding nothing. This is about the walkthrough, the parading of incarcerated youth of color, the story of the grief they asked me to hold, the memory of my brother incarcerated, the memory of my sister incarcerated, the truth, my uncle, a guard at San Quentin, the past, asking me, a second grader, to lead the tour of the county jail because you've been here enough times before to show us all around, haven't you? I want to tell you the story of blood, house of a living trauma, where boys are made men by sentencing, hallways be war zones of weary flesh, racing heartbeat, palms that weeps, stand still mugs in place of smiles, bulging eyes from the lack of sleep. This isn't even about survival, but a twisted way of singing the reverse of a Negro spiritual. Because there ain't nothing godly about caging children of grief. Say, hold your eyes wide open, witness the death of boys just like you. I teach a hip hop poetry class in juvenile hall. My students are all Black, brown, and Samoan. On day one, we talk about identity, discuss the sanctity of words in our communities, code switch in a way that frees us all. But then there is the white educator who fancies herself a savior, so she writes down our language like a new Bible. Weary of it all, I glance at her paper to see stolen language repurposed through a white lens. We say, my nigga, that shit was lit. She says, niggers, lit, aflame, Black boys burning, hanging even, a sweet memory of a much simpler time. There was no way to separate incarceration from institutionalized slavery, no way to separate race from history, no way to separate bondage from Blackness. Say, I got your ancestors by the tongue, sweet baby, never got to be a child, never got to be free, just living in a dressed up purgatory, just a last name running away to make a new way of being or to find home somewhere. Don't cry. You are undeserving even of your own tears. This world stole that from you through your great-grandfather's weeping. Tell me, how are my students supposed to see themselves outside of violence, out of genocide, out of death, out of gang affiliation, out of what was once protective community revolution in progress, crip, brotherly love overcoming our destruction, blood? And how do I teach them that their life is worth living in a facility that teaches them surveillance over trust, starvation over nutrition, guilt over forgiveness? We are not ignorant to knowing that recidivism is the greatest tool for white supremacy. It is working. It always has. Ashe, thank you. This next piece is called I Heard Erasure, and I don't think I've ever read this piece. I'm like, have I? I don't think so, because it makes me nervous. Okay. Lift every voice and sing till let that heaven ring, ring with the harmony of liberty. I heard they called me a servant. I heard they omitted slave from history books. I heard they said I was paid. I heard they stopped writing about the wealth of trees on my back. I heard they refused to acknowledge my children in the Atlantic. I heard they said some masses was nice. Enough. I heard they tried to erase my God, my faith, my body. I heard the feet of Lazarus. I heard the cotton in your clothes began to bleed. I heard there was a field smell. I heard that burned flesh rose. I heard that a lynched woman get on her feet. I heard a burning cross levitate. I heard a whip tie itself into a noose. I heard it bury itself underneath dead children. I heard Amazing Grace. I heard you wake up. I heard you see your blackness through MTV and minstrelsy. I heard you see the target on your own back. I heard you felt it in the womb. I heard denial beat at your throat. I heard prayer, songs, repentance. I heard baptism. I heard you call Jesus. I heard you ask who came before Jesus. I heard you question your God. I heard you forget God's name. I heard you pray to a black woman. I heard you speak in tongue. I heard you get quiet. I heard you bow, contort. I heard you lost your reflection. I heard you bleached your skin. I heard your flesh remove itself. I heard you scream. I heard you fix your tongue. I heard you throw your slang away. I heard you throw your clothes away. I heard you deny your mother, ignore your sister, shatter a mirror. I heard you erase me. I heard you erase yourself. Ashe. Thank y'all so much.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing. I typed it in the Zoom chat, but like, if you're Black and you heard Lift Every Voice and Sing and then start singing along, I'm not judging, I'm just looking at you funny. That was absolutely amazing. Where can people find and support you?
Yes, follow me on Instagram at Ciera Javae, CIERA JEVAE. I also recently published a book called Unto Ivy's Rib, so you can cop that. It is on Amazon and lulu.com, or you can just DM me and I will send you a signed copy.
Nice. All right, give it up one more time for CC. Woo! All right, we are still $55 away from our goal. So let's get up to $1,000 by the end of the show. We have one more poet left. So if we can get, let me do math real quick. If we can get 11 people to donate $5, that makes it way easier. Or someone can donate $55 and we'll be right at our goal. But let's make that happen by the end of the night so we can drop a fat donation to For the Gworls. They're doing work for the most underserved folks in our community, and it is our job to do right by the folks who are upholding this movement. So if you say Black Lives Matter, put your money where your mouth is and put it towards the Black folks who need it the most. So again, you can donate to us via Venmo at Rich Oak Slam or via PayPal, paypal.me/the Berkeley Slam. All of the money from tonight goes to For the Gworls. So without further ado, on deck, we have the end of the show and us giving $1,000 to For the Gworls, which I'm very much looking forward to. But coming up to the stage right now, everybody give maximum love to Samuel. Woo!
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, dope. Thank you so much for having me. This has been a very, very beautiful night. It's a lot of pressure to close out, but I'm gonna do my best. My Venmo is in my little name. My Venmo is Samuel Getacho. You can follow me on Instagram at SamuelGD. And yeah, this poem is like a first draft random poem that I found in my notes app that I had forgotten I had written. And so here goes. I'm in love with the vulgarity of rap. In a world that tells me to be timid, I get to hear JT from the City Girls tell me that her pussy is so tight it could smoke a Newport. In a world that tells me to censor myself, I get to revel in the basic vices that all humans are driven by: lust, greed, ego, power, unsuppressed, unveiled, undenied. To be Black in America is to know that they will never truly respect you regardless. A lifetime of lessons in the fallacies of respectability politics to be so occupied with survival that there is no time left to pretend that you are anything but what you are. No time left to pretend that you don't want exactly what you want. No time left to do the dance like they do, to dress up your words and smile at your enemies. No time left to deny that you aren't so proper after all. When my mother asks me why we have to use all those bad words, all I can do is laugh. What is profanity when you have looked death in the eye? There is nothing left to lose. And so you are simply honest. Rap is not vulgar. The truth is vulgar. The world is vulgar. Humans are vulgar. Rap is just honest. Thank y'all. It's a little weird to not be able to like few people in person, but I can feel it. I think I'm a little torn on which my second poem is going to be. I've been trying to decide this whole time and I still haven't landed on it, but I think I'm going to do this poem. I want to give a content warning for mentions of suicide. And for some context, my parents are both Ethiopian immigrants and the primary language that we speak is Amharic. And this poem is titled, "There is no Amharic word for depression, but still, I think about death or dying every single day, which is perhaps to say that I am exceptional at resurrection. Perform it as regularly as my poems, perform as regularly as breathing. How terrifying to think that I do not remember what my own bones feel like until they break. To think I do not remember how to feel anything but breaking. Every poem I write feels like it's my last, like I'll never be able to make my fingers do this dance again, but that was even before the depression. Assuming, of course, that there was a before, assuming that my brain has not always looked this way. How vain of me to be thinking of my collapsing mind in terms of how it looks, how culturally appropriate. My ancestors would be proud. I can almost hear them, can almost hear my father's voice with the force of a nation, choking the words treatment, medication, therapy out of my throat, lest someone hears, lest the image is ruined, lest someone dares to question of the man that they made into a god is human after all, lest the god confront the fact that he has created a world doomed to burn on the 8th day. They never talk about what happened to those of us that didn't make it on the ark. They never talk about what happened to the whores and the vagrants after God has taken his rest. Instead, they tell you to pray, 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 just pray. They never talk about what happens when God talks back. When God tells you he has nothing that can help you. When God tells you the only thing that can help you is the nothing. When God invites you into the empty, the black space, what will the family think? What will they think of the family? Please think of the family. Please, please, please. How tempting to be erased, to vanish, to disappear in permanence. Nothing is more final. Nothing is more definitive. Nothing is more absolute. Nothing is more reliable. Death is the easy option. That much I have concluded. Thank you guys so much. I hope I did it justice closing out. Please donate. Please help us meet our goal.
Yes.
Nothing is more important than helping the most marginalized in our communities. And I think saying, Black trans lives matter is nothing but lip service if we're not actually supporting Black trans people. Thank you guys.
All right. Thank you so much, Samuel, for coming out. It is amazing to have everyone. We are still $55 away from the goal. So we are going to consider this to be homework. What? Homework? Yes, y'all didn't know I am also an educator. I personally hate giving homework, but y'all brought this on yourselves. Y'all didn't do the classwork. So now it's homework. But if you would like to donate with us, you can still donate after the show. You can donate. Oh, shit. Actually, we are at $97.95.
Yo.
So we are
$2
away from our goal. I'm going to be 100% honest. If we come up to For the Gworls, $2.05 away from our goal as the final donation, I'm gonna consider this to be extremely ghetto. So if y'all don't want to be extremely ghetto and want to be bougie, let's get that extra $2. It's not much, but let's get past our goal. But so thank you so much to everybody who performed. Thank you so much for everybody who donated. If you would like to still donate, you can donate via PayPal or Venmo. Our Venmo is Berkeley at Rich Oak Slam, and our PayPal is paypal.me/Berkeley Slam. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming out. If you would like to see more, It looks like we just hit $1,000. Thank you so much for helping us hit our goal by the end of this show. That actually makes me so much. I'm telling y'all, I'm way less anxious now. So thank you so much for supporting for the Gworls. We're at $1,005. Let's not stop there. Now that we've hit our goal, let's increase it. Let's see if we can get to 1,500 by the end of the night. So by 12 o'clock, donate as much as you can. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you so much to all our performers. If you would like to see more shows, we do have a couple coming up. The Oakland Slam is coming up. Check them out at the Oakland Slam on Facebook or Instagram, as well as Word Church down in Santa Cruz is happening every Monday. So definitely check that out on Instagram at Legendary Collective, as well as Rich Oak Alchemy. We just had a show on Saturday. We'll be having another show in 2 weeks. So definitely check us out as well. But for all, thank you so much for coming out. Keep donating, spay or neuter your pets. Anybody else got advice for the audience?
I just want to say thank you guys for having me and for y'all to have a good night.
Definitely have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much. This has been an amazing show. And unless anybody else has anything to say to the audience.
Yeah. Stay black. And if you're not black, stay in your lane. Someone said sanitize your hands and wash your legs, period. I feel like you should wash the rest of your body too, because like if you missed your legs, you missed something else. Everything that went down to your legs.
Yes, hygiene is important.
Especially during the Rona.
Get you a good moisturizer too, because this lotion shit is not cutting it in 2020. All right. Well, thank you so much for everybody for coming. We will see y'all next time.